And away we go. It is the nightcap. First nightcap of 2025. Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com. Looking for something to do in the new year? Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can stay right at Hail Mary's. They got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. You can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines, and not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8-degree frosted glasses. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's in Cheviot. All right, Aaron, we got a lot to get to tonight as we get the new year's here. It's 2025. We got some stuff that happened in 2024 to close the book on. We'll start with college football, just dating back a couple extra days. Games we hadn't talked about going final. Arkansas handled Texas Tech. Arkansas was in control early. Tech tried to make it a game going into halftime, but Arkansas pulls away in the second half. I don't know if I was too surprised about that one. The Big 12 had a pretty good bowl season, but, defensively, we had our worries about Texas Tech all along, and they were confirmed pretty much throughout the season.
Sure, they were who we thought they were. Arkansas 7-6, where it just matters more.
Yeah. Iowa State in everybody's favorite bowl, the Pop-Tart Bowl, 42-41 over Miami. That was a humdinger from start to finish. It looked like Miami might pull a little bit in the third quarter, but Iowa State brings it back, and a quarterback sneak puts them in the lead. Rocco Beck, I did. I thought Iowa State was going to be better.
Well, you thought Miami was going to drop the ball because you said that's what Miami has done all season, and they certainly did just that.
The only real interesting story about that game was Cam Ward was a couple I think 2 touchdowns short or whatever of a national record. He got the touchdown in the first half, and then we did not see him in the second half.
Weird.
The story now is that it was arranged. So everybody at Miami knew that he was only going to play until he got the record, and then he was going to exit stage left.
So stupid.
And if you're Miami, look, if you're Miami, if you're the players at Miami, we would have beat that team with Cam Ward.
I hope your face is insured.
The other one, kind of surprising, BYU 36, Colorado 14. BYU whipped Colorado's ass. Let's just call a spade a spade. It was 20-0 at halftime. BYU coasted. They were the more physical team. They were the aggressor. They have a lot of guys coming back next year. They're going to be an interesting one to watch in terms of the Big 12 title race, because they got screwed. Like, no, you know who they beat, Aaron, in the non-conference? Do you remember? No. SMU.
Yeah.
And SMU got in the playoff and at large, and nobody talked about BYU. Nobody even mentioned BYU. And they probably screwed up. BYU probably deserved at least significantly more consideration than they got. They spanked Colorado big time.
That might have been Shadur's worst game of the season. He finishes with 208 and 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 9 carries for negative 34 yards on the day, largely due to sacks, I'm sure. Travis Hunter had over 100, but that was only on 4 catches. Outside of that, just yuck.
And then maybe the game of the season so far in college football. Texas comes out. They score on their first 2 plays.
Well, you skipped. You did skip TCU, Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
on Saturday.
Sure. Sonny Dykes,
Sure.
whatever.
34-3. Right. I don't like to give Sonny Dykes flowers, but he did get some here.
Okay, great. Good
Destroying
for Sonny.
Louisiana 34-3. And you also skipped LSU beating Baylor 44-31.
Okay. Now to the game of the year in college football so far. Texas comes out. Arizona State on their first drive looked like they're going to be able to move the ball a little bit, but they stall out. Texas 2 plays, touchdown. Second drive, Arizona State stalls out, punt return, touchdown. It is 14-0. The game started at like 1:15. It was like 1:23, and it was 14-0 Texas. And that feeling you get in these playoff games that we've seen before, where like it goes south that fast, and you're like, this thing is cooked. And then Arizona State controlled the action for most of the game, Aaron, but they couldn't get points. They got stopped on downs a couple times. They missed a field goal. They had a field goal blocked. It just looked like they were stuck in the mud, like they just couldn't get over the hump, right? They kept trying to run right into the middle of Texas's defensive line on like these critical situations. And as good as Cam Scatabo is, the Texas defensive line won more often than not.
Sure, you got a bunch of say what you want about Texas, but those are still 5-star kids, and they're 5 stars because they're built like 5 stars. Whether they have the talent or not, that's a whole different conversation. But they are built. They are built like 5 stars.
They're 6'5", 310 pounds, and they run 4.8 40s. Like they're impressive dudes. And then it's 24-8, and you feel like, all right. Arizona State fought, but they left too many opportunities on the board. And then Cam Scatabo goes Cam Scatabo. He throws for a 50-yard or a 40-something yard touchdown.
42.
He catches a 63-yard pass. He runs in a touchdown. He runs in the 2-point conversion. He ended up, I think I saw he's the first player in 25 years in all of college football, first player in 25 years, 100 yards rushing, 50 plus yards receiving, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 touchdown passing. Like he had a migraine. He was throwing up on the sidelines. They're having to pull him in and out of the game, and he just went beast mode. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough. They tie it. They get it to overtime, and Texas wins in second overtime with an interception of Leavitt, and that ends the Sun Devils season.
I wish he would have ended up with either a receiving touchdown to have 1 passing, 1 rushing, 1 receiving in the same game, or just to have that 1 extra yard receiving would have put him at 100. To have those 7 extra yards rushing would have put him at 150, and 8 extra yards passing would have put him at 50. And I don't know that anyone's ever had 50, 150, 100. That's crazy talk.
He's a fun guy to watch, man. He put them on his back, and Leavitt, bless him. Jeff Howell was texting us in the group chat, like he was running for his life for a while, like most of the game. He dropped back to pass 1, 2. Oh shit, they're coming.
Yeah, Jeff said he might quit before the second quarter is over.
Halftime. Yeah.
But
got.
Unfortunately, Texas takes this one, and Arizona State. I mean, say what you want about that team, but they were voted last to finish last in the conference by the media. None of us know what the hell we're doing. None of us. We're all just gas bags.
God, this league is also really stupid. really, really stupid. Let's take the move over to Big 12 basketball as Monday and Tuesday, all 16 teams were in action, and some surprises, Aaron.
Well,
some surprises.
What we can say now is just because you lose the first game of conference play does not mean your entire season is over. It is basketball where there are 20 of these conference games, 2 a week, because we're all taking crazy pills.
Iowa State, you were right. Colorado was going to give them a war. It was a war, but Colorado can't get it done. Iowa State pulls away a little bit at the end and gets the road victory 79-69. Hammond, who I was talking about on Sunday from Colorado with 21 points. He's a dude. He's a problem. But Iowa State with just too many guys, just too much firepower. Jefferson with 13, Lipsy with 10, Gilbert with 14, Curtis Jones with 20. Iowa State's the real deal.
Lipsy's still figuring it out, though. That's I guess the weirdest storyline from Iowa State this year.
He had shoulder surgery, I guess, in the offseason, and he just isn't
quiet.
Yeah, they went out and got a couple other dudes on the wing to go with him, and oops, pal, surprise. Houston handles Oklahoma State 60-47. Rock fight. What you expect from Houston, but that thing was never really in question, and the Cougs get the dub. Dwan Roberts, 20 points and 11 rebounds in his 27th season in college basketball.
He has a JUCO year of eligibility next year, right?
I think he played with Clyde Drexler.
Hakeem.
Yeah. He was the power forward with Hakeem, the Dream, who was Akeem. I think he was Akeem. It was so long ago, he was Akeem Olajuwon at that point.
Yep, I do. I remember.
Cincinnati's next opponent gets their first win of Big 12 play at home. Arizona 90, TCU 81. Caleb Love goes off. 33 for Arizona, 11 of 17 from the floor, 5 of 11 from 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Also added 7 rebounds and 7 assists. You will not find many performances in all of college basketball this year as good as what Caleb Love did Monday night.
You remember when he was a cancer at North Carolina? People didn't know where he was going to end up, and now he's just out here just putting up a nice little 33, 7 and 7.
The thing was, he was really inefficient, and he's had this issue at Arizona as well, where he's a volume shooter. He is a volume shooter. 33 points on 17 shots is not that.
That's efficient.
That is as efficient as you can possibly. 2 points a shot.
Look,
essentially,
I'd love to find our guy 17 shots. 6. What are we doing?
And then Tuesday was a little bit more wacky in the Big 12. A little bit more unexpected.
Told you it couldn't all be chalk. Couldn't all be chalk.
We knew there was going to be something. I would not have gotten the 2 right that happened. West Virginia goes into the fog without their top 2 players, or 2 of their top 3 at least.
Crazy.
And they take down Kansas 62-61.
Yeah.
DeVries is doing a heck of a job.
KJ Adams only getting 2. Hunter Dickinson only getting 10. AJ Storr not scoring. Those aren't good numbers for Kansas.
Yeah. I mean, think how bad it would have been if Zeke Mayo didn't get 27.
He went off, but he only had 2 and 2. He was no Caleb Love.
Well, he also got the benefit of the whistle in the fog. He was 13 of 13 on the free throw line for half of those 27 points.
I feel like that's more free throws than Cincinnati shot the entire non-con combined.
To the surprise, how about this, Aaron? West Virginia only shot 6 free throws in the whole game. They were 4 of 6 from the free throw line, and they win at Kansas. The refs are like, we're not. No.
Weird. What's that like?
We've been there.
I think we got 7, right?
Yeah, 7. They got 6. Yeah.
Big 12
Baylor.
Was it the same crew? Did they fly out to Kansas? Was it Doug's?
Actually,
Doug
they
Spermans?
they were somewhere, and they had a bad game the next night, because I remember somebody.
It was Doug Spermans. Really? Yes, I swear.
Was Skip Kissinger there too?
Randy McCall, Brett Smith, and Doug Spermans.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Launch an investigation.
Utah falls 81-56 at Baylor. Big game for Baylor, not a big game for Utah, as the Madsen boys only combined for 13. They go 3 of 12 from 3. And Baylor, again, super efficient from the free throw line. They didn't shoot that well overall. To score 81, they only shot 40% from the floor and 28% from 3, and still managed to put up 81 on Utah. VJ Edgecombe with 19, Jeremy Roach with 15, Norchad Omier with 15, and Robert Wright with 15 off the bench. Yeah. So if you're wondering if it gets any easier after they play Arizona on Saturday, no, because they go to Baylor on Tuesday.
Well, that's what happens when you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. Sometimes
you die. They die.
7 of 30.
Woof.
Kill me watching that kind of a game. 7 of 30 from 3. Ugh.
The biggest surprise, well, I guess West Virginia over Kansas is the biggest surprise. Another massive surprise. UCF on the road, 87-83 over Texas Tech. UCF has their team healthy finally. Keyshawn Hall with 22, Darius Johnson with 24. And that's an interesting number there, because people weren't really expecting UCF to be very good in this league. Everybody had Texas Tech kind of in that same group with Cincinnati, right below the top teams. JT Toppin got 26. But give credit to Johnny Dawkins. I was making fun of him the other night, and he made me look stupid. Good on you, Johnny Dawkins.
Well, we talk about this team was not very offensively efficient in their non-con UCF, and here they are putting up 87. This is kind of what they did last year, and we had no reason to believe that they were going to do it this year. But here they are hanging up 87 against Texas Tech. Wow.
51% from the floor, 43% from 3, 86% from the free throw line. That's getting it done offensively on the road. Sure it can be done, Aaron. You are allowed to play well offensively on the road.
Yeah,
they lost the rules.
They lost rebounds, only 9 assists, but they still got shit done.
Got buckets. A lot of one-on-one, a lot of ISO, but they got buckets. And then finally, I was really interested to see how Arizona State held up in this one. They did not. BYU took a 5-point lead into halftime, won the second half 45-30. BYU 76, Arizona State 56. The only Arizona State Sun Devil in double digits was BJ Freeman with 11. Nobody else makes it there. BYU, Richie Saunders with 30, 11 of 18 from the floor, 6 of 11 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Your old buddy, Richie Saunders.
Sure. I don't like his face, but that all said, that dude went off 6 of 11 from 3. My goodness.
The funny part is the game before Wyoming, he scored 2.
Well, it feels like looking around the league. Of course he did. That guy. It feels like looking around the league, though, you have to have not just an alpha, but you have to have a super alpha. Like, I don't know that we right now have a guy on this team that's going to give you 30. And
but that's not Richie Saunders isn't a guy that's going to give you 30.
We know
once a year.
Look, we know.
Once a year, he's going to get
I
hurt.
was on Richie Saunders' watch last season.
You shit on him every time he scored 6 the rest of the season. Where was that?
Yeah, well, for good reason. I don't know though, but I think that's one of the things that separates Cincinnati from some of these other teams as we're looking around the league is we got guys that can score 15, 18. I'd love to see 2 guys on a team like UCF that have 20. I'd love to see a guy have a 30 burger. And every now and again, it's not something you order every night, but you'd like to see it.
Oh, all right. Well, that's going to wrap up the Big 12 midweek spectacular. We'll have talking tomorrow, and then maybe we'll get into a little bit of Arizona as well. That's going to wrap it up. That is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.